Yo, what's good? What's good? It's your man, 100 Grand Ross with The Rock Never Stops, coming to y'all with another episode of NBA Talk, y'all. The second half of the NBA season is here. It's here. It's one of my favorite times of year. Yo, if you like this video, I want you to smash that like button for me, hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. Yo, I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but every season, all right, follows the same trend. You start the year, everybody's big talking, everybody's saying what they're gonna do. Got all the, prognosticators, whatever you call them, people who are forecasting what your team is gonna do. And then somewhere at around game 30, you kind of see who's real and who's not. But some of it is just fluff. Some of it is you had some good breaks. Everyone else got injured. You're healthy. Maybe it's you had a easy strength of schedule in the beginning of the season, and so you're rolling. Or maybe you're struggling. Maybe you're struggling the first half of the season. Maybe you had injuries. Maybe you had a tougher schedule. And you're not necessarily sure, what I'm saying, how it's all gonna end up. But when the All-Star game comes, two significant things happen. One, trade deadline done passed. You know who you're rocking with for the rest of the season. This is where guys come together and they look at each other in the eye and say, are we gonna do this or not? Second thing that happens, you get rest. You get about a solid week off. Most players in the NBA play at their best with at least a solid night off. Give them 2 nights off, usually they come back even fresher, hotter, ready to go. You give them a week off, it's almost like another mini training camp. It's almost like another opportunity to recoup that second win. And then you really start seeing who's really about that business, who really wants that smoke, who's really trying to get into the playoffs. And so today we're going to talk about each of your teams. We're going to run through the whole NBA because this is what I do. We're gonna run through A through Z, all the teams, and I'm gonna let you know where I see each of them at. So stay tuned for this ride, y'all. If you enjoy it, smash the like button for me, hit subscribe and the bell for notifications, and we can continue the conversation on my Twitter account. Rock never stops too. So let's start off. Atlanta Hawks. If you see my previous video, you already know how I feel about y'all. I love y'all to death. Trey Young, you the truth. But John Collins, you got to step it up. If you don't get back to being that 20 plus points a game scorer, somebody who can be that second option, almost like a Carlos Boozer to Deron Williams back in the Utah Jazz days. If you can't be that man, this team is going nowhere. Sorry. DeAndre Hunter is nice. He does what he does. You know what I'm saying? You got everyone else lined up, Bogdanovich, Herter, Capella, Okongwu. But if John Collins does not rock in this second half of the season, which I think he will, because Nate McMillan makes those moves and gets guys motivated, then the Hawks ain't going nowhere. So we'll see. I got them. If he does, they're gonna get into the playoffs soundly. They're gonna get to that 7 seed, maybe 6 seed. But if not, they're gonna be a play-in team, maybe make it into the 8 seed and get knocked out in the first round. Boston Celtics. This is for y'all. Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum, you finally seem to have put it together. And I think Derek White is a big part of that. You guys are already kind of rolling, but Derek White is more of a true point guard than I think Marcus Smart is. And he's kind of helping to facilitate and helping y'all to score off the ball where you don't have to be the primary playmakers for your team. Also, like that, it puts y'all in the best position to maximize your strengths where he can balance you guys out instead of you guys having to figure that out. I think Al Horford and the rest of the crew, they know how this goes. They know what to do. You don't have much of a bench, but I think it's going to be okay. I got y'all finishing somewhere around the seventh and eighth seed. It's going to be tough for y'all because y'all dug yourselves a hole, but I think you're going to be able to get yourselves out of it. Brooklyn. Yo, Ben Simmons, we looking at you, man. We know what KD can do. We know what Kyrie can do. The squad finally has a little bit more balance with Andre Drummond, giving them a true center, a rebounding monster machine. You got Seth Curry, Patty Mills, saying doing what they do from the 3-point line, and Seth Curry doing a little bit of playmaking. But everything falls in line when you get back. I think Durant coming back, and hopefully Brooklyn, the city of Brooklyn, quit tripping and give Kyrie that exemption so he can get back on the court. I think we're going to see the Brooklyn Nets be able to jump right back into this. I think they get up to somewhere around the fifth seed. I think they start knocking off people. And even though those guys think that they safe at the top, Miami, talking to y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you, Chicago, I'm talking to you, Philly and Milwaukee. I know y'all think y'all safe, but Brooklyn is still coming. If they get healthy in the second half of the season and get rolling, they coming for all of y'all. Charlotte. Charlotte, LaMelo Ball, you got a whole lot to prove. You just made the All-Star game, and if I'm honest with you, I thought Pascal Siakam should have made it instead because they're doing a lot better as a team, and he's playing like that All NBA forward that he was a couple seasons ago. But you made it, so now you got to prove it. All right, you got to put up or don't say nothing when we start, criticizing you in the off season. Your squad is in the play-in. Y'all struggle. I know Gordon Hayward's out, but you the man. You got to make those guys better. You got to lead them. And you got to start playing defense. Because if your squad don't defend, they're not gonna win. Cleveland, I love what y'all doing. I love what y'all doing. Darius Garland, can you keep it up? That's the big question for me. I know you got Rondo. I know you got some other guys, Brandon Goodwin out there, trying to do their best to kind of, you know, maintain the ship when you have to sit down. Can you keep it up? Can you really hold out a whole season where your team is looking at you and saying, "Hey, you're the man that's got to lead us there"? You got Evan Mobley, Rookie of the Year. It's right there for the taking, but you got to take it. I think you got to take a step forward in the second half of the season. Really be that defensive monster that you are, and be that consistent player, and also maybe a little bit more offense for you, just to open things up and give your team a new ripple, so that the teams that have been trying to game plan for you have to worry about something else. Also, want to see Isaac Okoro take a step up, and Colin Sexton. I want to see what happens if you come back before the playoffs. I'm really interested in that, but I know it's a contract year. Probably trying to play it safe. Chicago, DeMar DeRozan, MVP candidate for sure. Great bounce back. Big fan since Toronto. Um, I love what you're doing, but now you got to lead them to the promised land. You got to maintain. You got to get them all the way into the playoffs, and you got to get them to around the third seed. I'm sorry, not the third seed, but you got to get them to the third round, the Eastern Conference Finals. That's what this team is expecting. Semifinals, I guess, I guess, but I want to see you take this team to the Eastern Conference Finals. And I would love to see a nice little Chicago Toronto playoff series. I think that can be hot. I think that can be hot. Zach Levine, contract year. Let's see what you can do. You got to show us in the playoffs because right now you got a whole lot of hungry young guards that are signed on cheaper deals right behind you, and they're winning without you. So if they can win without you, you got to show them that you're the one that puts them over the top, and that's when they can say, you know what, we're gonna cash him out. Nikola Vucevic, still got love from your Orlando days. I know what you can do. You're finally getting rolling. Yo, stay on the inside a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Score around the rim, and then step outside. But I think y'all gonna be all right. Top three seed for sure. And you got Denver. Nikola Jokic. I know you're the goods, man. I know you're the goods. But if you don't get Jamal Murray back, it's looking like maybe a first or second round exit, depending upon who you guys get. I don't think you're getting past Utah without Jamal Murray and a healthy Jamal Murray. And I mean healthy and ready to go Jamal Murray, because Utah's going to want some get back. They're going to want it. And they got some new wrinkles for y'all this season. Detroit, yo, I'm not going to say too much except I like what you're doing. I love seeing what head coach Dwayne Casey is doing with y'all. I saw that last game against Boston. He was looking nice. Cade Cunningham, I need you to sustain your play. Get more consistent. Grab that ball. Start dominating it. Start being selfish. All right. This is your ship. Run the show. Run the show. You got Grant. You got Stewart. You got the pieces you need to be competitive every night. And that's all we really want to see is you show us what you can do while making sure your team is competitive every night. Dallas. Look, Jason Kidd has done a great job. Got this team defensively running, doing their thing. But if I'm honest with you, none of this matters until they get to the playoffs. None of this matters until they get to the playoffs. Y'all have been bounced from the first round of playoffs the last 2, 3 seasons. Luca, you got to get your team there, and you got to be ready to show up. You can't get tired. You got to keep playing D. Jalen Brunson, you're gonna have to show up big time too, just because it's your contract year, and you're gonna have to be able to show that you're that secondary playmaker that this team needs to keep around, or any other team would want to be their starting point guard too. So I think you deserve it. I think you got it, but you got to show us and get out the first round. Golden State. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Golden State. Draymond. Draymond's the key to this whole thing. Look, without Draymond, y'all can get to the second round. Without him, you're not going any further. But with him, y'all gonna be in the finals. Period. You need a healthy Draymond, and I know he's got a serious injury to that back. Can't really mess around with that. But it's to say, if Draymond's there, it's championship or bust. If he's not there, hey, you're just enjoying the ride. Second round of playoffs, it was a good year. Look forward to next year. Houston. I'm still a main proponent of y'all miffed on the draft. You should have grabbed Evan Mobley. I love Jalen Green, but Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green, same position. They're both shooting guards. Need to be on the wing, better off the ball than on the ball. And I think John Wall was able to set the table for both of y'all and be that veteran leader in the locker room to make sure that y'all develop consistently. Without him, it's too helter skelter. It's up and down. And so I think this team's going to need to decide soon enough if they want Kevin Porter Jr. at the shooting guard position or if they want Jalen Green. All right. See, Houston, Indiana. Yo, Tyrese Halliburton, keep doing your thing, bro. Got you on my fantasy squad. You're killing it, but I've always been a fan, man. Even in Sacramento, everybody could see you coming, but you needed your own show. I think it was clear. It was clear you needed your own show, and now you got it in Indiana. Keep showing out. Chris Duarte is going to be a great running mate. Malcolm Brogdon should be great for you as soon as he comes back healthy. I think he's going to be starting next to you, and the ball's still going to be in your hands because you're a full time point guard type of guy. I don't think that's Malcolm Brogdon. I don't think he's a full time point guard. Run every play through him. I think he's a guy who can be on the ball, but his best is kind of a utility guy. And then you got Isaiah Jackson coming back, Miles Turner. Um, Maybe even TJ Warren might make a sneak peek appearance. It is a contract year, so he needs to show his face. But I like what y'all are doing as well. Clippers, yo, Tyronn Lue is the real deal. You got yourself one of the top five coaches in the NBA. So I know y'all going to be competitive every night. Norman Powell injury, yo, that is about as hard of a break as you could get. I thought he was about to tear it up over there. Just what you guys needed. A solid volume scorer who knows how to win. But now you guys gotta wade water. You guys gotta hold out. Hopefully, Paul George can make a comeback for the playoffs. If y'all do, if y'all get Paul George back with this squad, I can still see y'all getting to the second round at least. Maybe even the Western Conference Finals. Who knows? Who knows? Tyronn Lue is that type of coach. Paul George is that type of player. But he's got to get back healthy and ready to go. Lakers. It's the LeBron show. So we all know what it is. We all know that this is the part of the season where he flips that switch and says, yo, this is my squad. Let's go. Let's get the best seed possible and let's rock out. Russell Westbrook, you're a regular season guy. So be the regular season guy. Get them to the playoffs. Get them to that sixth seed, fifth seed. Um, it's going to take a whole lot. It's going to take all of you, but it's going to require all of you to change the narrative on you right now in LA because you've been slipping all season. That's why they were looking to trade you. But it's an opportunity for you to change that narrative by balling out. And that means getting wins, not big stats, getting wins. Playing defense, no turnovers, finish at the rim, hit the open shots while you play make. Be that number two to LeBron. Minnesota. Yo, the Timberwolves, I've been clear. I don't believe in y'all. I don't believe Carl Anthony Towns is that type of a leader. I've been clear on that. But I'm still happy for you. You're still with a number six seed right now. You're still enjoying it. But to prove it to me, you're gonna have to maintain, bro. Because everybody's coming at this point. Everybody's trying to win every single game. They know what you can do, and they're gonna start game planning for it. This is when you gotta show that it doesn't matter what you game plan for. Our team can still win. Not just you could put up stats. We know you can put up stats. We know you're a stats guy. We know you're like the Kyrie Irving of all the centers. We know that. But your team has got to win. Period. Memphis. Yo, big ups to Memphis. I'm proud of y'all for getting this far. John Morant, you got to maintain, but you also got to light a fire on the Jaren Jackson Jr.'s behind. I need him to step up. I need him to step up, be a little bit more consistent, because that's what it's going to take for y'all to maintain where you guys are at. I don't think you guys can afford to slip in the standings and end up having to do a first round as an away team. I don't think that that's going to be good for y'all. If y'all got to do the first round as a number 5 seed and y'all slip, it could be a rough ending for y'all. It might be a first round exit. But if y'all can maintain that number 3 or move up a little bit higher, catch Golden State, then I could see y'all doing a little semifinals, Western Conference Finals appearance. Miami. Yo, I've been saying it for a minute. The Miami Heat are the one team no team in the East wants to see in the playoffs. Anything they can do to avoid y'all, you know they're going to do it. But I've also said in one of my videos beforehand, Bam Adebayo, you got to take a step forward. Kyle Lowry, you too. Both of y'all have got to play like all stars next to Jimmy Butler. No more of this deferring. No more of this fourth quarter passivity from Bam. No more of this, hey, I'm just trying to be a good teammate and set everybody up. Kyle Lowry, y'all got to look like a three-headed monster. Y'all have got to lead the way so that by the time a Tyler Hero comes in the game, it's just icing on the cake. It can't be a necessity. So I'm going to need to see some more from y'all in the second half. New Orleans, I hope this break was good to y'all. I hope you see my other video. Um, I think the three-headed monster, CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Jonas Valanciunas has a lot to prove. You got some good pieces around you: Jackson Hayes, Herbert Jones, Devontae Graham, but good enough. I want to see y'all put it together. Head coach Willie Green. It doesn't matter if you guys sign or not. You got to put it together. You got to show that you know what to do with 3 all-star level players. Even if they didn't make the All-Star game, they're all-star level talents. And we're going to need to see you piece this thing together. New York, said it before and I say it again. Fire Thibs. Not because I think he's a horrible person. I'm not mad at him. I just think he's an old school coach that doesn't fit today. You can't just coach one end of the court. And you can't just be all about hoorah, play hard, grunt, grunt, push, push. That's not what today's NBA is. It's about X's and O's as much as motivation. And you got to make the game easy for your team on offense. And that's not your bag. And it's okay. There's a great assistant coaching job available for you one day. But right now, as a head coach, you're not the answer. And the New York Knicks, stop winning. Stop winning. Lose enough to get a young core together to build around RJ Barrett and Miles Deuce McBride, you know what I'm saying? Around the rest of these young cats and build something. Be smart about it. Stop trying to take shortcuts. Everybody knows the fastest way from point A to point B is a straight line. And y'all keep trying to make squigglies thinking you're gonna get there faster. You're not. You're not. Orlando. I like what y'all are building. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Uh, excuse me. I like what the Magic are building over there. They got some young talent, great young talent. But if I'm honest with you, I need to see Jonathan Isaac come back. I need to see him come back. I need to see that he can hit the floor and actually play. It's been over a season now. The guy keeps getting hurt. He's been getting hurt since he got out of Florida State. 'Cause I was rooting for him as a 6'11", do it all forward guard type player who could play 4 positions. Literally, literally, he's that type of talent. But he kept getting hurt constantly. Like that's Mr. Glass, not AD. Jonathan Isaac. They should have never played you in the bubble. But all things considered, it is what it is. You got to get on the court and show that you're still the man. You got paid this offseason. You got to show that you're somebody that's going to lead this team. Otherwise, they got to find another veteran to do it. Portland. No, I'm sorry, Oklahoma City. How to get to y'all? Oklahoma City. I don't know what y'all doing. Is this a new version of tanking? It must be. Um, I don't even know if you're doing a good job at it. It's 3 seasons of losing since Chris Paul left. Uh, Seems like you're just kind of floundering, figuring it out. Pokushevsky wasn't the pick. Um, Darius Baisley, I think he's talented, but I don't know if you guys believe in him like that. Josh Giddey seems to be nice. Shea, it's nice. But seems like you guys are still trying to lose. So I don't want to spend too much time on y'all. I'm just gonna keep losing, and you'll figure it out eventually one day. Portland, I think it's time to trade Dame. If you follow me, you already know I love Dame. I think Dame is the juice. Dame is the business. But you guys are headed in a different direction. It's obvious. Anthony Simons is ready to take over. The Simon show is now. And Dame time was back then. I don't think it works. Two offensively minded, ball dominant guards who can't defend at a high level. It's not going to get you far. It just doesn't work. You've tried it. CJ McCollum was everything you needed, and you ran into the same circumstance. You didn't play good enough defense to slow somebody else down. And it almost seems like Nurkic plays a lot better when he doesn't see a superstar right next to him. Even though Simons has the potential, but sometimes when people have a superstar next to him, they defer a lot. And I think that that's what's been happening. And now that you're not there, it seems like everyone else is stepping up the way you needed them to all along. This might be the right time for you to punch your ticket and go to the Clippers. I said it, to the Clippers. I think you'd be excellent there. Great coach, great veteran team. Figure out some contracts. They got plenty of contracts for him too. A little Marcus Morris, Reggie Jackson type combination, and get you Damian Lillard. And I think that team can win a championship. Finally, bring a championship to the Clippers. Philly, you got a lot to prove. You got James Harden there. All right, let's see. You got the MVP so far, unless KD runs his Brooklyn squad back up to a number three seed. And I think he might have taken it from you by then, because that's what it's going to take to do that. But right now, you got an MVP, top three, four seed, and you're rolling. You don't even need James Harden right now in order to get to that top seed and have a deep run into the playoffs. But to win a championship, you're going to need Houston, James Harden. And this is where we get to see if James still has it in him. Because there's a part of me that believes that James is not really that motivated. He doesn't really seem like he's as hungry as it used to be. Doesn't seem that excited to show what he can do. And so as the playoffs roll around, I think we all gonna see who he is. And you're gonna recognize either you made a mistake by trading for him, or you recognize that it was everything you needed. Shout out to Tyrese Maxey, who's having a great year. Tobias Harris finally finding his rhythm. I think y'all gonna have a good season, but you got to show me in the playoffs. Phoenix, CP is down, and that's a blow. Alfred Payton, we gonna need you to step up. I'm calling out Alfred Payton because he's still a floor general, even though he can't shoot. Excellent defender, excellent playmaker, floor general. He's going to run your offense and get everyone involved. I receive more shots for everyone else on the court, and you're going to need to see Devin Booker step up in the clutch. He's going to have to be that guy. But I'm excited for it. I think Phoenix has enough to be able to maintain and keep that number one seed in spite of CP being out. And I expect a deep run in the playoffs. I think it's still going to come down to them in Golden State. And if Draymond is there, it might be too much for y'all. If he's not, they get headed back to the finals. Period. Sacramento. Sacramento, uh, I like what you did at the trade deadline. I like De'Aaron Fox. I like DeMontis Sabonis. Harrison Barnes. Um, Alvin Gentry is a good coach, good offensive system. You guys look like you're finally finding your, that spark of energy. De'Aaron Fox is finally showing life again. I think he was just pouting the whole season. I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's lost a step or anything like that. I think he was just pouting. He didn't like the situation, and I can't blame him. Luke Walton should have been gone. Should have never been there in the first place. But now that he's not, you got a good coach. You got DeMontis Sabonis. The pieces are in place, and you need Sabonis to look like an all-star. Fox, you need to be an all-star level player, night in and night out. And I think that y'all can get rolling. I think you make it into the play-in. I still got Minnesota dropping out. San Antonio. Yo, what y'all are doing is actually kind of fun to watch. Y'all have some of the sneakiest, best rebuilds I probably ever seen. DeJounte Murray, an all-star. Uh, Keldon Johnson is looking great. Still got Lonnie Walker there. Devin Vassell out of Florida State. Yo, he's looking like he gonna be a nice two-way player for y'all. Real nice. Real nice. And yeah, Jacopoto still. Um, I like what y'all got. You guys know who you are. Everybody knows their role, and you execute. Keep it up. Toronto. Yo, y'all sneaky been one of my favorite teams for the past 4 or 5 years. Even though you couldn't get past LeBron at first, and you got Kawhi, and LeBron wasn't there, so that definitely helped. But yo, y'all an exciting team. I love what you're doing with Scotty Barnes, Siakam, OG Anunoby, Gary Trent Jr., Fred Van Vliet, Chris Boucher, the whole squad. The whole squad. What y'all are doing night in and night out shows me that you guys still got that winning pedigree, that heart of a champion. You guys know how to win, and you do it every single night. But I do want to see you guys develop that bench a little bit better. Malachi Flynn, Delano Banton, Precious Achua, Kim Birch. We got to see more consistency from that bench. We got to see a bench that Svi McCallum. We're gonna need y'all to show up consistently to rest these starters because the heavy minutes that they've been playing the first half of the season, I don't think it's sustainable. I don't think they're gonna be able to sustain it, especially going into the playoffs and tough playoff series. They're gonna need to get their legs. So y'all gotta step it up. Utah. It's playoffs. Put up a shut up. I think if y'all get bounced in the second round again, I think there's gonna be a trade demand coming from Donovan Mitchell. Period. Period. If y'all get to the Western Conference Finals, I think he'll give it another season to go. But at the end of his 7 years, that means 4 year rookie deal, 3 years into his extension, first opt out opportunity. He's gonna opt out. And he's out. He's gone. So enjoy him while you can. Because without a championship, he's not resigning. He's not. If you don't get to the NBA finals, he's probably not going to resign after this deal, after the current deal that he's on. And so you guys have to win. We all know what he does in the playoffs. But what about the rest of y'all? Bogdanovich, Gobert. What about the rest of y'all? Conley. Are y'all going to be able to step up and show that this is the roster he needs to rock with or not? And then Washington Wizards. I don't know what y'all are doing. I don't know what y'all are doing. Hanging on to Bradley Bill. Spencer Dinwiddie didn't work out. I don't know what y'all are doing. I don't know if y'all trying to win now, win later, get younger, acquire assets. But y'all should be fun in the offseason because a team like you generally tends to make a lot of moves, a lot of trades. People want pieces as soon as you figure out which direction you want to go. Trying to win now? Okay, give up the young guys. Rui Hachimura, um, Denny Abdija. You're probably out. Or if they're trying to win later, yeah, guys like Kyle Kuzma, KCP, Thomas Bryant. You guys are gonna be available. Bradley Beal too. So if y'all like this video, let me know what you think. Smash that like button for me. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. And I'm out. Let's go. Second half of the season. Peace.